Hey guys, I got my third top 10 list for you today. I'm doing the gloves. So, if you've been following my streams the last couple days, you're going to know that these are mostly designed for new players or returning players so they can learn what's meta, what's super useful, and kind of base on what you're going to upgrade in power surge from there. Also, remember, I'm doing my giveaway that's going to be done at the end of the month here for Halloween. So if you want a chance to win a title, remember to like, subscribe, and comment, and you'll be entered to win. So with that, let's get to the first piece on the list. We have the Shocking Grasp. Now, wait, this isn't the... Where's the Shocking Grasp? There it is, the Shocking Grasp. So the Shocking Grasp is... I'm going to be honest, not a lot of gloves in the game are incredibly useful. So the cutoff point for this, the expectations are fairly low, but the Shocking Grasp is useful for some meme builds. For example, if you're doing a mage build, Shocking Grasp is great because it's got Etheric Attunement in it and that utility slot. So if you want to do a mage build, that's where to go. Next up, we have Light's Refuge. Light's Refuge used to be a must-have for high-speed weapons like repeaters because Conduit was a lot more useful, but Conduit is not as useful as it used to be, so it is falling in at number 9 right now. It's got the Technique Cell, which is great, but it doesn't mean that it's keeping up with the other gloves. Next up, we have the Grasp of Thorns. If I can find these really here quick, the Grasp of Thorns. These make the list because Evasive Fury is still a pretty good ability there, and it's got a power slot in it, and the power slots are the most important thing right now. So if you really want to run Evasive Fury for that really high attack speed, I would recommend that you use this for a hunting ground build. You typically don't need all these small increases and escalations, but that's up to you if you want to kind of make your own build there. So with that, let's get on to 7, which is actually the first one I clicked on, the Lightning Gloves here. Now they have Catalyst on them, which is absolutely phenomenal for trials, or if you really just want to get your stats temporarily souped up with some tonics, Catalyst is the best way to really get a high-powered temporary boost. And then it's got a mobility cell slot on it, which is why it only falls in at number 7, but that could be used to stick in Assassin's Frenzy, for example, and still get some use out of that slot there. So on to number 6. These are going to be ones that you're going to start seeing in a lot more builds. The Fiery Gauntlets are fantastic for endurance builds. I think I use them in both my spin to win builds. They also got the Technique Cell slot in there, which is really useful. So it's just a good piece for pretty much any build where you're going for the Endurance Adrenaline combo. Onto that, we have number 5, which is going to be the Gnasher Grips. Rage Hunter, long time ago, used to be top tier cell, not so much anymore, but it's still mid-tier cell. It's still better than probably half the other power cells, so it makes its appearance at number 5, and in addition, it has that power cell, so we get that nice bonus there. Moving on quickly here to number 4, we have the Boreal Might. It's got Tenacious on it, which is typically a must-take for most high-end builds, unless you're doing something really unique with it, where you're replacing Tenacious. For example, Adrenaline's Endurance builds, you're typically removing Tenacious for those. But it is a really handy piece that you are going to see in a couple builds there. But they are more commonly replaced by some of the other slightly more useful pieces, which bring us to the top 3. Now these were all very, very close contenders. I use all 3 of these pieces in a lot of builds. So if you really want to pick one, that's going to depend on if you're a new player or pro player. So I'm going to get into number 3 right now. We got the Timeweave Gauntlets. Now they got Overpower, which is easily one of the best abilities in the game. Anytime the opponent's down on the ground, if it's from boops, staggers, interrupts, you know, damage threshold, knockdowns, anything. You get that overpower bonus, massively helpful. And it's got a technique cell slot in it. So slightly less useful than number 2 because number 2's got a power cell in it. And it's got the exact same starting ability. We're talking about the Torgodoros Brawn, overpower with a power cell. And that's literally the only reason why it slightly ranks higher than the Timeweave Gauntlets is because it's got that power cell. So there's honestly really not much to say about this. Absolutely fantastic piece. If you're fighting Torgodoro, this is really the only super useful armor piece you're going to get out of him, so craft this first. And then let's jump into the number 1 piece here. It's one of the few pieces that have the actual Predator ability on it, and it's also got a technique cell, so it still makes it incredibly useful for pretty much any pro build. If you're a new player, I don't recommend using this piece until you're comfortable with keeping your Predator bonus up. I would say use Torgodoros Brawn or the Timeweave Gauntlets. The Timeweave Gauntlets are obviously going to be the easiest to be able to craft, so if you have to, craft those first. But the Malkarion's Grasp I use in almost every single one of my repeater builds. It's absolutely fantastic glove piece, and any seasoned veteran will tell you the same thing. So with that, I'm going to conclude my video. We should have leg pieces out tomorrow. And with that, I will peace out.